Alright, hey everybody, Yullbrenna here. Patch 7.3 just dropped for Dota 2. While the main game got some major shakeups, Ability Arena also is feeling the impact. We got a new update last week on Ability Arena for some spells, so let's go over the biggest changes, what they mean for the games, and how they might shift the meta. Let's dive in.
Fresh meat!
Okay, first up, let's talk about the core spells affecting Ability Arena. Some got buffed, some got nerfed, and a few got reworked. So let's take a look at the changes. You can see they're updated about a week ago, so I'm going over now that they've been implemented. I would say you can see right at the top the major nerf right now is on Waveform Gaben. This was too strong. I mean, you were essentially getting a Ravage off and the unit was untargetable, so charges have been moved down to 2, but the cooldown has been really reduced to compensate for that. I think it is a welcome change. I mean, if you watch any of my recent videos, you can see I was always picking up Waveform. It's a good value spell for movement because, again, you're untargetable during that. Level 3, you know, it's still got some good damage. When you get it to super, it provides that stun. And then at Gaben, it was also giving the additional charges. So I think it was just too good of a spell to pass up for mobility, for damage, for control. And that's why you're seeing the nerf on that. Very much expected. On the flip side, a lot of the winners of this patch, you can see it was pretty much an across the board just damage increase for a lot of spells, or just small buffs. It was really more of a numbers change. You can see, I would say Arcane Bolt going from, you know, getting its level 3 base damage at all 3 levels is a welcome change, and you can see there's some others that got the buff as needed. And if you're wondering, okay, why were these spells specifically targeted with Nether Swashbuckle, you know, all these different ones, the developer decided to go after what, you know, essentially there was a tier list made, and I can provide the link to this in my video description, made by one of the top players, Roma, in the game. And so you can see a lot of the spells at the bottom in the D tier and in the C tier. These are the ones that got buffed. So hopefully this will, you know, provide some value for these spells that were either going unpicked or were just not providing success when they were picked. You know, overall, I think this is a good tier list for spells, and I think some of these spells actually are overlooked and they could be a little bit higher. You know, I just done one on Bane's spell as well, where this one is just such a good spell. It's great at super. It's great at Gaben. You can see it was untouched, so no surprises there. The other change that I would say for spells, because I want to target spells first, is lifesteal. And so if you went through the Dota patch notes, you can see lifesteal was changed. And you know, a couple big things were lifesteal applies to physical damage from attacks and is reduced by 40% when damaging non-hero. So if someone's running a summons build, you're not going to get that spell lifesteal or that lifesteal. It also won't work for pure damage. So if you're thinking counter helix, if you're thinking chakram, those spells are not going to get your spell lifesteal. And additionally, attacks that don't proc attack modifiers. So this was, for instance, Cleave or Luna's Bouncing Glaives, which those got removed because they were with attack modifiers were just unreal. So now that, you know, they don't have those attack modifiers for lifesteal and things like that, perhaps. Okay, I think I just got cut off. Anywho, so yeah, so now that those don't provide it, you know, the lifesteal, maybe they'll come back into the game and we'll see that in the future. Okay, so moving on to heroes. So there will definitely be some heroes impacted by this change, and you can see the biggest one that I've highlighted right here is universal heroes. There's a lot that got changed from intelligence heroes or, you know, agility heroes or what have you, that moved to universal heroes, and vice versa, where some universal heroes like Invoker are now intelligence heroes again. And so the result of this damage per attribute decrease means that, you know, potentially essence shift, glaives, things like that that you would put on a Wind Ranger or something, or your Invoker, maybe those won't increase the damages as much. So this could change things a bit, shift the meta a little bit. Are these stat gains as good as they used to be? And we'll find that out as we play this game and see how this affects Ability Arena.
Still not as swift as the speed of my
Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about was the items. A lot of items got reworked. This will primarily affect G-Men, so there could be a major shakeup with the God G-Men. Take a look at that. I know as of the posting of this, there's been a change to items. New items are in there that I don't know about. I haven't played the game yet, so some items got removed, some items got added. One of the items that I thought was going to be a big change, and we'll see if this got in here, was Conda. So they removed the critical strike ability, but in the game it actually deals a break, you can see, to the target. So now this could be used on one of your backline units to break or break a frontline unit, things of that nature. So I think that is a big rework, and Conda got a big buff. You can see another one that I think, Heaven's Halberd got a change as well. Another one was Abyssal Blade. So you can see this one has a 25% health and lifesteal amplification, and that damage block got removed. So there's a lot of shakeups with items. Take a look and see how these are going to affect your builds, and make sure that you're keeping an eye on this when you're building your units. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the gods that are going to be affected with this. This is going to be my final discussion point. So winners, I would say there's a lot of magic damage increases on this. So take a look at Salamane, take a look at Ogre. Maybe these changes will move them up. Ogre's already a strong hero, so maybe you'll implement some of these. Okay, yeah, so one of the big changes that I want to see is this Death Pulse plus Blood Rage combo. You can see Death Pulse at level 3 has 280 damage, and then when you look at Ability Arena and you look at Medic, it needs 300 for that heal threshold to provide the duration and the charge. So what I'm looking at there is once you have Blood Rage, it'll amplify. If you can amplify your healing in any way just to get over that 300 threshold, then you're looking good. And so maybe something like Blood Rage with Death Pulse could be a good combo for Medic, because right now I just don't think it's the Great God. Maybe that'll put it back into a useful spot. And yeah, that's really it for gods. I don't like, as far as, like I said, a lot of these are number changes, so it won't affect too much, but it's really just getting spells that are not used a lot and hopefully putting them back in the meta, because I think all spells are, for the most part, usable in this game, and that's what makes this game so great. So that's the breakdown of how patch 7.38 is shaking things up in Ability Arena. It looks like, like I said, we got also this update again. You can see there was another update with updated items today, so take a look at that. Let me know in the comments what changes you think will have the biggest impact. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe for more Ability Arena content. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.